day of online lecture series of biostatistics and research methodology. I welcome you all. So today we are going to discuss two different topics, and I will take the queries afterwards when I'll finish the lecture. And most of the queries we will answer through email and the WhatsApp. So I'll take the query, which is most common, and I was getting from the all the viewers that we have installed SPSS software in our laptop, and it's showing that it will work only for 30 days. So what I will recommend to all the viewers that if you have downloaded the software from the website of IBM, then it's okay. It will work for 30 days. You have to buy a paid version of that. And if you have downloaded from the third party websites, what you can do, you can read the instruction file given by the third party so that you will be able to use the software for a longer duration, more than 30 days. I will not recommend online that how to crack it. So what I will recommend that you can read the instruction file given in with the installation file. If you read the instruction, you will be able to find out the solution for that. So you can proceed for that. So without any delay, we will take today's topic. The first one, I'm going to take the correlation, and the second topic which I'll take today, that is linear regression. That means simple linear regression analysis. So I'll just share my presentation to you. Uh, right. So two topics: correlation, also called as covariance, and regression we will take afterwards. So covariance means what? Here, covariance of two variables means that the variation in one variable is affecting, or it is going to affect the other variable. For example, I'll take so that it will be easy to remember to all the guys. If I'm taking example of BMI, if BMI of any person is going to increase, either it is showing the effect on the fasting blood sugar or the random blood sugar or not. So if the BMI is going to increase, what is going to happen to a fasting blood sugar or the uh, random blood sugar? That is the example for healthcare professionals. And if you are working in a marketing, so I can take one more example for that. Uh, Different marketing person, what they used to do, they will publish the different advertisements on the television. So the effect of the television on the public can be on the positive way, or it can affect the sale of the company. So how many times we are going to run the advertisement in the television, this we can compare with the sale of the company. For example, if we are running a advertisement in the TV 6 times in a day, so what will be the sale of the company, and which will show the positive effect. So if the pupils are taking that advertisement in a wronger way, that means uh, that advertisement is showing the negative effect on the population, the sale of the company is going to decrease. So that example you can take. That means you are going to correlate the sale of the company with the advertisement material. One more example you can take. That means you can compare the growth of the microorganisms and you can correlate with the temperature. That means if you are going to increase the temperature or you are going to decrease the temperature, which is given in the form of number, what will be happen to the number of the microorganism which are given in the petri plate or the petri dish which you have incubated. So here two variables are there. One is the temperature, which is given in the form of number, and second one is the uh, number of the microorganism in a petri plate. So if you're going to increase the temperature, either the number of the microorganism is going to increase or decrease. So both the variable which we are taking for these tests are given in the form of numerical order. Either it is your independent variable or the dependent variable, and the results what we are going to get in the uh, covariance and the correlation test, that will be in the form of positive correlation or the negative correlation. Where, or we will see one more type of result where we will find that there is no correlation between A and B. For example, if I'm giving example of A is causing B, so here we are going to find out that if the person is going to increase the number of cigarette which he smoked, either the stage of the cancer is going to increase or the grade of cancer is going to increase or not, like that. So two different kind of result basically we are getting, either positive covariance or the negative covariance. Now positive covariance means what? Positive covariance means that the higher value of change in one variable is related with the higher the value of change in another variable. For example, that means if A is increasing, B is also increasing. That means if independent variable is going to increase, it is going to affect the dependent variable, and the value of the dependent variable is also increasing. So you are getting a positive graph from lower side to higher side, like that. So this will be called as positive covariance, whereas another type is the negative covariance. In what will happen in negative covariance? In negative covariance means the higher the value of change in one variable is related to lower the value of the another one. That means the value of A is increasing, but the value of B is decreasing. So that will be called as a negative covariance. And which kind of graph we are going to get? Graph from the top to lower order. That means we will get a negative graph from top to a lower order, like this graph we are going to get. So this is all about the covariance as per the definitions. That means we are going to see the correlation of two different variable, and we are going to find out that what will be the effect of one variable on the another variable. If A is going to increase or decrease, what is going to happen to a B? Either it is increasing. If it is increasing, we will say a positive covariance or correlation, and if it is B is decreasing, that means A is increasing and B is decreasing, we will say that it is a negative correlation or covariance. So now we'll see that however this relationship is affected by the units of variable. So it is not necessary that both the units for the dependent variable and the independent variable are same. For example, I have given to you that we want to compare the BMI with the HbA1c. So unit for the BMI is different, and unit for the fasting blood sugar is the different. Fasting blood sugar we are taking in mg per deciliter, and BMI we are taking in meter square. So what to do whenever we are going to apply these kind of tests? We have to standardize the units of both the variable, and we have to see that uh, how much of number of A is equivalent to the number of B. So change recorded in millimeter are not the same as the we are going to measure in the centimeter. For example, if you have one variable 1 A, and the unit of variable is given in the form of millimeter, so second variable you have, and the unit of second variable which you are going to compare is given in the form of centimeter. So both the units are different. That means millimeter and the centimeter. So what you have to do? You have to standardize the units of both. That means either you are going to enter the data in the form of centimeter only, or either you are going to enter the data in the form of millimeter by converting the data. So if the scale of the measurement is not similar, what we have to do? The change observed will which we are going to get, that will be different. So to measure this thing properly, what we will do? We will standardize the units of both the variable, and whenever we are going to enter the data in the SPSS sheet, we will standardize the data first. Then we will enter for the both the test. Either it is your linear regression or either it is your covariance correlation. So how to find out that numerically that there is a correlation between A and B, and if A is increasing, what is going to affect uh, on B? Either it is increasing or decreasing, so that we can find out by seeing the standard values. So correlation is the standardized covariance which is having a range value from the -1 to +1. So this you have to remember that we have a value ranges for the this particular test, and the value ranges from -1 to +1. Clear? So whenever we are going to get a value of R will be called as correlation. the sign for correlation, we are going to compare our value with this standard value. And if we got the value in the form of negative sign, we used to say that correlation or covariance was found negative. And if we got the value in positive, that means, for example, 0.98, 0.67, so we used to call that we have a positive correlation. So correlation measure linear relationship between two numerical variables only. That means whenever you are going to find the correlation, we have to run a test called linear relationship or linear regression. So a linearity line we are going to observe, and by seeing that particular line, we are going to observe that which kind of results we are getting, either on the positive side or either on the negative side. Either the correlation is positive or the correlation is negative. So both type of variable which we are going to use in this particular test should be given in the form of number, and numerical variables only we can use. So what was the objective of this particular test, and what we are going trying to find out? We are going to find out that how the change in one variable is going to affect the another variable, and how much it is going to affect. For example, if I take one example for you, that, for example, I am going to uh, c- I'm going to conduct a study on hypertension, and I'm going to correlate with the exercise. So if I'm doing 1 hour exercise in a day, so how much my blood pressure is going to decrease after doing the exercise 1 hour? So either it is 10 mmHg or either it is 5 mmHg. This we can find out with this particular test. So how to proceed? I have taken a example for this correlation test, and I will let you know one more thing, that whenever we are proceeding for the linear regression, before proceeding for the linear regression, we have to plot the graph of correlation, and we have to see that either we are finding negative or positive correlation. And if we are finding any type, either it is positive or either it is negative, then only we can proceed for the linear regression. Otherwise we are not eligible to proceed for the linear regression. So for example, I want to run a test for the linear regression. So directly I cannot proceed in the SPSS. First, I will plot a graph, and after plotting the graph, I will see that there should be one type of correlation, either it is positive or either it is negative. Then only I will proceed for the linear regression test. So for this particular two different SPSS test, I am going to use a data set called 2.4. So if any person want to use afterwards, they can use my data set, which I will be going to give after the finishing of this particular module. So one example I have taken, and we will run the test on these two. We would like to test the correlation between, now here I'm going to introduce two different variables. One is HbA1c, which is given in the form of percentage. That means unit of this particular variable is percentage, and HbA1c I am going to correlate with the systolic blood pressure on a hypertensive patient, which is given in the form of mmHg. So HbA1c is representing to diabetic population, and whereas the systolic blood pressure is representing to a hypertensive population. So what we are trying to find out, either if the person is suffering from diabetes, what will be the condition of the similar patient when we are going to measure his blood pressure? Either he is hypertensive or there is a chances that he can be the hypertensive patient or not. This we are trying to find out. So we have to see theoretically that if person is having lower the value of HbA1c, so that is better for the person. That means if the value of HbA1c is more than 6.5, we will say the person is diabetic. And if the value of the HbA1c is less than 6.5, we can say that person is not suffering from the diabetes mellitus, or the person is not diabetic. So lower the value of HbA1c is showing good diabetic control. So we have to see that where the patient is going to be benefited. Here patient is going to be benefited in this example when the numbers are lower in both the case. So for example, if we are taking a example of sale of the company, there a company is going to be benefited when the number are increasing, when the sale is going to increase. But in this case the patient is going to be benefited when the number are lower. That means when the value of HbA1c is less than 6.6 or 6.5, or the value of systolic blood pressure is less than 120 or something like that. Clear? So we would expect positive correlation between HbA1c and the systolic blood pressure. That means the value of HbA1c is on the lower side, that can lead to the value of systolic blood pressure on the lower side. And if we can see after running the test that HbA1c is decreasing, but systolic blood pressure is increasing, we can say that if the person is having a good diabetic control, the person is suffering from hypertension. So it is not like that. The value of both the variable HbA1c and the systolic blood pressure should be on the lower side for our test. Here, so the example which you have taken, which shows the higher the value of HbA1c means poor diabetic control, the higher the person is having a higher blood pressure. So uh, what we are trying to find out, we are trying to find out the correlation of these two variable. One will be called independent and second will be called dependent. So independent variable, for example, I am taking HbA1c, and dependent variable I am taking blood pressure. So these are the results, that which kind of results we are going to get. These are the three different graphs which I've shown you, that the kind of graph which we are going to get after correlation or covariance or in the linear regression are called scattered plot, where each dot is representing to a particular sample or a uh, patient or the animal. And you can see that when we have drawn the graph x versus y, we are getting a positive correlation from graph ranging from lower order to higher order. This will be called as positive correlation. B will be called as negative correlation, where graph is from top order to lower order, like this, from top to lower, and each dot is representing to a population. And if we got a graph like this where we are not finding any correlation, that means neither the positive or neither the negative, this will be called that there is no correlation between both the variables, either HbA1c or systolic blood pressure. So this is different type of graph: a strong positive correlation, strong negative correlation, and the here you can see in the slide C or the graph C that there we don't have any type of correlation. We say that no linear correlation was found. So what formula we are using for this particular test? We used to call this one as a Sperman correlation, and the formula for Sperman correlation is the well, it will be represented as R, and R is equal to 1 minus 6 sum of difference between rank of either first pair, second pair, or third pair of the both variable. That means variable number one, for example, if you're taking HbA1c, and variable number two is the systolic blood pressure divided by n in the bracket n square minus 1. So n square minus 1 here we are taking, and n is representing to the number of pair of observation. That means how many pair we have made to take the observation. For example, if we have a 30 participants, so n is equal to 30 we are going to take. So how to proceed with the SPSS? And these are the command, and for that purpose, as I already told you, that I'm going to use a data set 2.4 for this particular test. And here is the example, that a study on diabetic control HbA1c, which is given in the form of percentage of 60 patient. That means n is equal to 60 I'm taking, and its relationship we are trying to find out with the systolic blood pressure, and the unit of systolic blood pressure is mmHg. Clear? So like this, if you have a model that you are conducting a study on hypertensive patient, or you are conducting a study on a diabetic population. So this model you can enroll as one of the objective in your study. So whenever you are conducting a research, you are preparing a, you are making an objective for your study. Either it is your primary objective or either it is your secondary objective. So based on the objectives, you can make different models. Like I have made model. So this can be called as one model, that we were trying to find out the either your uh, glycemic control is going to affect the hypertensive patient or not. So what how to run the test? These are the commands. First of all, you have to click on analyze, and these are the commands. Click on analyze, then click on correlate. Once you click on correlate, a drop down menu you are going to get. Then in drop down menu, you can click on the bivariate. So bivariate is the command for the correlation coefficient test. So what you have to do, you have to move both the variable, that variable number one HbA1c and the systolic blood pressure, into a variable box. Here different box will not be there. Both you can move into a single box only, and you have to click on the checkbox called Pearson correlation test, which will be already checked by default only whenever you are going to see. But what you have to do, that if you will find that data of either HbA1c or data of systolic blood pressure, if one of the variable is not normally distributed, then you have to check the Sperman correlation. So based upon the test for the normality distribution, you are going to decide either you are going for the Pearson correlation or you are going for the Sperman correlation. So this is very important. Pupils are not remembering this step, and directly without applying the test for the normality distribution, they are going to run the correlation coefficient test. So before you are going to apply correlation coefficient test, you have to check the normality of your data. And if you find that normality was found normally distributed, you can go for Pearson correlation. And if you have found that normality of data is not normal, you can go for the Sperman correlation. So like this, you are going to differentiate both the tests. Like you can even say that Pearson correlation can be applied to a normal data, and Sperman correlation can be applied to a data which is not normal and which is not showing the bell-shaped curve. Okay, so once you will choose the test, you can click OK. So how the sheet will be filled for the this particular test? For example, here you can see the example of sheet. I have made ID, so not that much important. You can enter the age of the patient. So we are not going for this test. So these two variable I'm going to use. The first one is HbA1c, as data was entered in the form of numbers only, like 6.3 is the patient number one, or say animal number one, sample number one. Patient two is having HbA1c 7.7 and 6.7. And here we have a value of systolic blood pressure, that patient number one is having HbA1c 6.3, but the systolic blood pressure is 118. Here we have a 7.7 and value of systolic blood pressure is 1.2. So like this, you can fill the data in a sheet. You don't have to do the coding directly. Original value will be entered in the SPSS software. And in this sheet, I have filled the data of 60 patient. That means HbA1c percentage of 60 patient I have entered, and value of systolic blood pressure uh, is given in mmHg, and unit for both the variables, either it is your HbA1c or either it is systolic blood pressure, are different, so that whenever we will count the results, we will see the beta value to standardize. So how to do the test, I will show in the pictures. First of all, we have to click on analyze. Then we will get a drop down menu. In that, you are going to get a option for correlate. If you click on correlate, so this is the command for the uh, correlation or coefficient test, that is bivariate. So you have to click on the bivariate to run the correlation coefficient test. So how to do it? If once you will click on the bivariate, it is going to open a window which is having a bivariate correlation options. And this side you can see we, all the four variables which we have made for our study: ID, age, HbA1c and the systolic blood pressure. So both the variable HbA1c and the systolic blood pressure we are going to move into a variable box by this icon tab.